Off the Record with Nate and Jeff. Unfiltered, unscripted, unapologetic. Welcome to Off the Record, where the conversations go deeper than the surface, and nothing is ever off limits. With your hosts, Nate, bringing wisdom, real-life experience, and that straight truth, and Jeff, bringing perspective, edge, and the questions everybody's thinking. This isn't for the cameras. This isn't for the headlines. This is Off the Record.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Off the Record with the big homie Nate.
And Lil Jeff.
Yeah. All right.
You
So,
like my
go, what's up?
microphone? I tell you I'm gonna use the microphone. You call it playing. This is my microphone. I pretend because I want to be like
That
you. Like I have a
that
microphone.
look like the bottom of like a camera that when you locking it in.
Hey, let my life go, okay? You know what? You're supposed to be my goddamn friend, okay? You're
I
supposed to
am.
joke on me in front of people,
Hey,
okay? You're supposed to do it behind my back, like a
that's
normal friend.
that's what friends do. They embarrass you in public.
Like a normal friend.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
What's
How we
up,
doing it?
man? Doing good. So today we're gonna talk about just that. We're gonna talk about friends, but we're gonna talk about the difference between some of our traits of like our military friend versus our regular friends,
Yeah.
because
Fuck,
it's a
man.
big difference, man. I tell you,
It
my
is.
military friends are fun, very unpredictable, and my regular friends, not military, they're okay, but they don't have that same vibe like a military friend.
I thought we were talking truthful here. You need to say they soft, like marshmallows.
Who
Goddamn
soft?
it, that's what the goddamn civilian friends. They're sensitive.
Nah, they
I
not
ain't never
sensitive.
look here. I love my civilian friends. They're sensitive as fuck, man. You know that, goddamn it. You know the hell I'm
Well,
talking about.
But you gotta realize the biggest difference is for friends in the military, our battle buddies, as we call them. Most of the time, we've been through something very shitty
Mhm.
together, or something, or something very good. A shitty example would be like a 5:30 meeting that could have
Oh
been a
God,
phone
you
call.
let that shit go. Oh, what the fuck, man? You see, that's the shit I'm talking about right there.
Oh
See,
no,
sensitive, man. You're not supposed to
yeah,
be sensitive
no,
like that, okay? But 5:30 meeting.
no,
You gonna let that go, man. Hey, but like you said, man,
yeah,
it is the difference when you think
yeah,
about it. Like, and I think the biggest difference is like, can you think of your military friends? Like you said, it's a shared experience, right?
yeah,
What even though you got shared experience with your civilian friends, but with your military friend, it's a different type of shared experience. It's
yeah,
like a experience like, like cops will have with each other or firemen will have with each other. Even though
right,
they got outside friends. Like we tell people, I got my outside civilian friend. My
yeah,
military friends, they different. They breathe different. Like I say,
yeah.
like since I'm from the good old South, a Southern boy, we breathe different from y'all city boys, We ain't, we
I'm
don't.
from the South too, man. Come on, I'm from Florida, the Southest you can get. You from what,
Okay.
South Carolina?
Yes, but Florida, that's where woke goes to die. We talked about this, okay?
Nah.
Y'all even reading books down there now? I'm just putting
I
it out there.
think so.
You see, that's all right. All right. But like you
Yeah,
said, they show up different, right?
yeah, they do.
And the key thing you need to understand about that, we're friends that go to different locations, and we
Yeah,
understand the moving part. Cause most of my friends back from hometown, they don't move. And they probably stayed in my hometown their whole life.
right.
But us, shoot, we used to move. Every 3 years,
Yeah,
bam, we go next, and then it alter our personality of how we talk to people and interact with people, because we understand that, hey,
yeah,
in 3 years, I'm gonna move. And then, like I said, I might see you again or I might not see you again. But I know if I do see you again, it's just like
yeah,
I just talked to you yesterday. I'm not going to be like, man, Garrett haven't talked to me in like 3 or 4 years,
yeah,
man. Fuck Garrett. No, Garrett in the military, man. Garrett overseas. You ever try to
yeah.
call somebody and you're,
Oh yeah, that
oh,
12-hour difference. No matter when you
man,
call them, it's never a good time.
they always sleep. Like, how you always sleep? Like, because it's nighttime, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
but like you said, they show up different, right?
yeah,
And when they come up, we ask a lot of questions because we used to.
yeah,
It's like when you first meet a different military person, like, hey, it's not like the people you grew up with. It's like, hey, like, where you from?
yeah,
That'd be a question I ask. And like I say, then we're like, oh man, I've been to Florida before when I was younger. I
yeah,
vacationed down to Florida. And then you like, well, I've never been to South Carolina. Shit, nobody has. People in South Carolina never be in South
Yeah.
Carolina. So
Nah,
it's a different.
you're right, because the one thing about the military, what it will do is it'll expose you to
Mhm.
different places and different people. You know, I've had friends, you know, from South Carolina, not you, but other people.
Mm. Okay,
um,
yeah, damn. So that mean I ain't your friend. Fuck. So okay, go ahead.
and
Fuck.
then you know, I got friends from Cali, I got friends from like New York or whatever, and the one thing that we have in common is the military and the
Mhm.
struggle that the military is. And then the one thing that we have different is, you know, I was raised, like you said, I was raised in the South, Southern hospitality, yes ma'am, no ma'am, you know.
We-
um
you was not raised in the South. Florida is
I
not the
was.
South. It might
It's
well
the
be
South
Spain to
is
me.
of the South. This guy right
It might well
here.
be the same. Just
Yeah.
saying. Que paso, amigo? It might well be Spain. I'm just saying. I know you know Spanish.
Yeah,
So go
I
ahead.
know a little bit, but yeah, but so that's some of the differences when we talk about like military friends, because at the end of the day, they're really, those military real friends become your family. Like I
Yeah.
have, you know, like you, man, you like a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? A step brother, not
Oh
a real
God
brother.
damn. Right, damn. You know,
Nah.
stepbrother a little down. Can I be like a close brother?
Okay,
What's
okay.
above a stepbrother? I want to be a little bit above a stepbrother. Man,
Adopted brother. Okay, at least we adopt
okay, I
you.
can work. I can work that. I can work that. You
But
know, adopted sounds better.
yeah, you know. So that's kind of the thing that I've learned. And then like some of my friends, like you said, a lot of the friends from Florida, if they've been out of Florida, it hasn't been many places. You're talking about maybe
Mhm.
Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, maybe, but they haven't seen the world, so we have a different
Yeah.
perspective. So the conversations that we have are different, the interactions, the looks that
Hmm.
we can give each other. That to me is what makes the friends in the military great, because you know sometimes, and here's the biggest thing is like, no matter what, life is out there lifing,
Yeah.
and you may catch your friend on a good day, or you may
Oh,
catch your friend on one of them I don't want to be in the military no more
military day.
days. And
Like
then
that.
those are the best conversations that you could have, man.
So like those times when, you know, you came to that 5:30 meeting and
Whew.
you,
Hey,
hey, I was
every
just saying, you,
time.
you need to let that go. Okay. We're going to send the counseling. Okay. A matter of fact, I'm going to give you a number after this and I want you to call this person and, you know, I want you to
Yeah,
repair your relationship with this 5:30 meeting. Okay.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
but
But
you're right. Like you say, friends all over the world. Right.
yeah,
And that is a different experience versus what your friends back home get. Cause like you say,
yeah,
you name all the places you got friends to. I know you've been like to several duty stations, right?
yeah.
And you
I've
probably been
been to
overseas a couple of
Japan.
times. Yeah,
I've
see,
been
so
to Korea. I've been to Poland. I mean, I've been everywhere,
yeah.
you know. And it's good though. What's good about military friends, or if you meet somebody who understands where you're from,
Mhm.
man, sometimes that breath of fresh air is like so refreshing, because like when I was in Japan, you know, I honestly, I was a young soldier, so I wasn't trying to learn their
Yeah.
culture. So when I seen somebody from like Florida, man, that was because
Oh,
they
yeah.
understood. Because at this time, I'm still speaking in Florida slang. I'm still like
You
Florida,
still
like
speaking
that's a big.
Spanish. Got it.
This guy right here,
Got it.
that's a
Got
big part
it.
of my identity. Like, hey, I'm from Florida, so you know, I'm saying stuff, and people like, what is this guy talking about? And
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, nah, okay. So you know, that was to me some of the things that really just kind of made it subtle, you know. But we're talking about communication. One thing about your military friends, they gonna keep it 100 with you
Fuck yes.
100% of the time, no matter. Listen,
Unfucking filtered.
they gonna joke when it's not time to joke. They gonna joke when it's time to joke. Because at the end of the day, they don't really care about your feelings. They care about your state of mind, but they don't care about your
Yeah.
feelings, if that makes sense.
That's 100% true. I tell people, if you haven't noticed,
Yeah.
I'm a beautiful dark skinned person, and my friends, they fuck with me so much. See, I'm a maintenance guy. So, I
Yeah.
work in the motor pool. If you ever came down to a motor pool and explain to artists what a motor pool is, it's pretty much like going to Jiffy Lube, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of
But
Jiffy Lube
with
people.
worse service.
Whoa! Watch your mouth now. Watch your mouth. You know what? You know what? We like the Nissan dealership around. Well, let me go up. The Mercedes dealership around here. That's the kind of
Okay.
service we give
Bad
around here.
service at a price. I got it.
That's like that highest price. But in the motor pool, I remember I walked in the motor pool one time. Like I said, these are my friends, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as I walked in the motor pool, they're gonna like, hey, clean up that oil spill, right? I'm like, what the fuck? They were talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? And the sad part about it, what that did, they was having a bad day, and they knew I
Yeah.
could take a joke, right? And as soon as I walked in there, and they like clear that oil spill, they knew we were gonna go back and forth about, they say clean the oil spill. I job out their mama, some of that, and then we laughed all about it, and then we like, hey, where we going to lunch, right? But it made the work day go by fast because we understand that, hey, even though they saying a joke about me, I didn't take it personal, 'cause I know it wasn't a personal attack against me.
Yeah.
I knew that, hey, when I walk in, they say, hey, you know what, we need to liven this up. We need to take this tension from the area and go. Cause being in the military is a tension. Like most jobs are tension jobs, like, right?
Yeah.
But like being in military, a firefighter, policeman, sometimes you be in some jacked up situations and sometimes you need something to like give you a breath. And that's what it is. And that's what we as in the military or the other forces understand with our military friends that, hey, sometimes you just need somebody to walk in and take the edge off and give you a breather, because it is intense, but we understand the situation.
You need that comedy relief because
Mm-hmm.
again, you got to think about it. And I tell people this all the time. Like we have a very serious job when it's game time. This like
Oh,
game
yeah.
7 of the NBA
NBA
finals, right?
Yes.
So anything where it can break your concentration and make the situation normal again, you need that. And I mean, I've had friends that went in on me, but it's the best time. Like we'll roast each other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We talking about whatever, but we know it's because we love each other, which you know what I'm saying? And then, if you take that outside and if
Yeah.
I say that to one of my homeboys back home, they may taking it personal, but we just have a different relationship. The bond is different, man.
Yeah. And that what makes it different. Cause like you said, our job is 100% serious.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do need a breather between that seriousness to kind of get your mind right? Because what you don't want to do is lose your focus while you have to do the serious stuff.
Yeah.
And then some bad stuff happen. But we understand that. Like you say, you take it out to somebody in the civilian world because that same joke that I was joking on some of my friends out there, I can't talk to them like that. Like when I say you shining like a fresh pregnant woman, you call somebody that out there in the civilian world, they gonna lose their mind. They go like, we try to say I'm pregnant, you try to say I'm fat. Nah, man, I'm just messing with you. It's and now I'm too old to be fighting people. So or I might try to get them in a dance battle. Do they still do dance battles?
Nah, I think that went away in the 80s.
Hey, look here. That's what I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna bring that shit back. Every time I offend somebody, I'm gonna do a dance battle.
But see, that's funny because you can get away with that in the military. Because I'll say this, like military friends, we are very kind of free will people. Like it's a lot of stuff that I like. Even when I was in like. It's stuff in the military that I would do that would be corny, but in the military is killing because on the outside, people are so opinionated. They're so, they're so this and they're so that. And it's just like, man, y'all can't even have fun sometimes. So like sometimes that alone, you being corny, that alone is a blessing.
Yeah, because you see, you meet so many different people. Like you say, you grew up in Florida, right? I grew up in South Carolina. We know people from California, like I said, New York.
Yeah.
You know, people from I even know people live in South and North Dakota, but apparently they are.
Right.
There are people there, but I met some people there. But like you said, we all different. But the common thing we gotta think is the military, and that what makes us different. And that brings me to another topic, right? When we were talking about friends military, because our communication style is great, but what about the food? What about the food? I mean, because I love going to Florida to eat. Okay, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. Now you haven't cooked me no dish from Florida, and I'm good with that because I don't know if you can cook because you eat weird.
I'm grade A.
Oh,
Listen, everybody from Florida, I'm grade A.
But you eat weird, okay? And you know what I'm talking about. I told you I was gonna bring this crap up, okay? And I'm gonna tell the audience about this, right? So this cat, I know y'all know what Jimmy John's is, right? When my friend Nate asked me to go get him something to eat from Jimmy John's, you know what I said? Bet, I got you, right?
You did say that.
I asked for no money because I don't need no money because I know he got me later, okay? It's understood that if I need
when I get
me.
paid.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, I know you get paid. But it's understood that, hey, if I actually do the same thing, you got me. I ain't have to worry about that, right? So that wasn't my problem. My problem wasn't the money, okay? My problem is what the fuck he wanted, okay? He said, get him a goddamn sandwich, okay?
Yes.
So that's what I did. I like, normal sandwich, right? Most people eat ham, lettuce, tomatoes, and maybe mayonnaise. Tell me fucking what you eat, Garrett. Because
None
I'm
of
still
that.
mad about it.
Yeah,
None
none of
of
that.
that crap.
So
None of that
listen,
crap.
you
So see,
go to Jimmy John's and you get me a turkey out of all the meats
okay,
in the world.
what's
You
wrong
get
with
me
turkey? Turkey is fucking
Turkey
safe.
is the driest meat ever, man.
Oh,
Listen,
man,
now
it's a safe meat. Go ahead.
I
Okay,
gave that. See, what you didn't tell them is when you brought that shit back, I gave it away.
You
And I think
did.
that's why you mad. I did. I wasted your money because I gave that sandwich away.
No, it wasn't even wasting money. It was wasting my goddamn time.
You're right.
Okay.
Because I'm like, okay,
like-
I'm thinking like, okay, the average person gonna be like, you know what? The safest thing to get is a chicken sandwich. Chicken, maybe cheese.
First of all, so I'm stereotyping right now. So I'm saying because you black, I should have got some
chicken. No, who doesn't eat chicken?
It reminded me of that goddamn Dave Chappelle skit when he was on the plane. Chicken or fucking fish, okay? So what I got you? I got you the fucking fish because I didn't want to be goddamn stereotyping your ass, okay? That's what I say. I say, you know what? Everybody like turkey. Turkey is goddamn delicious, okay? Yeah. I got some, I put mayonnaise on it. Mayonnaise is great, okay?
Nah,
so that was good.
Mayonnaise. No.
But see, okay, and that stuff like, but see, the kick about it, right? Like I say, the situation that happened between me and you, right? With the food, right? I'm not pissed for real, but it was funny as fuck. I'm still gonna mess with you about it, but like you said, outside of the military,
because I was really hungry and I didn't eat it.
I know you were starving. I know you were starving.
I was like, man, I'm starving because I started teaching early. I think we had appointments 5:30 meeting. We didn't get breakfast. I started teaching and I was like, all right, I gotta get through this because I'm behind. I'm like, all right, man, my battle buddy's going out to eat. Hey, man, just bring me a sandwich back, and then they come with that turkey.
We brought you a sandwich bag, okay?
Y'all could have left that sandwich where it was.
And the sad part about it, I often go get him something else to eat, okay? But the cool guy he is. He said, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to waste your time twice." But
and then I fainted later that day. I did. But you got to think, right? If we wasn't military friends, that probably would have offended you. But you.
Oh yeah.
But being, you know what I'm saying, that we understand the work environment, we understand like that's Garrett, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
and it happens.
Yeah,
it happens, and that's the key point I want to get across. Cause most time you go out with your normal friends, right?
Yeah.
No matter where we eat or what we do, like I said earlier, right? It wasn't the money I was worried about.
Yeah.
I didn't even care about money. Cause like I say, in the end, I know Garrett got me later. Even if you give me something. I come to your house now down in Alabama, which has got, I don't know, it's summertime. They got a bunch of gnats now. I don't like the damn bugs like that.
Yeah.
But I know if I come there, stay there, I got a place to stay, right?
Right. Yeah,
I know you're going to feed me. I know you're going to feed me. I know you're going to take me places to go eat and stuff like that. And I know you don't want nothing from me. But that'll be one of my civilian friends.
Oh, I'm one of your civilian friends. Nah, I ain't in the military no more. I'm charging you for everything. Room, board, food, everything. But I mean, but you said something good, man. But you just said something, right? So in the military, that's what we'll do. We'll say, hey, man, come see me. Listen, you can stay at my house. Yeah. Don't worry. Hey, your money's not good here. When we going out, we gonna cook. We gonna drink. We gonna do whatever. And a lot of, I'm not going to say that my friends, the ones that haven't been in the military, they wouldn't do that. One, because they don't see the same thing. Like, listen, we done slept in a tent. We done slept outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we understand, like, hey, it ain't about the money. It's about the trust and the friendship that we built that makes all these things, like, that makes them grand, that makes them like, man, you know what I'm saying? I can go see my friend because... And that's what, like, I tell my wife all the time. I was like, hey, where we going? I'll be like, all right, man, who do I know there? Who do I know there? Because I know that most likely they going to be like, hey, look, it ain't much, but I got a room for you. Yeah. Hey, when you coming, I'm going to make sure you got some food. They probably going to cook or they going to take me to somewhere and, boom. And then when they come see me.
You're going to take me out.
Yeah, man, wherever you go. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna treat me like a poor military guy I am, since you out living your best life. Man. Oh no, but I got Floyd Mayweather money. It's funny under light.
Yeah.
It's funny under light.
Yeah, but those are those things that like, man, that's really great. Like I love my military friends because of that. Simple stuff like that goes a long way. And I'm sure it's other people that do the same thing, because being from the South, that's what we do anyway. So
Yeah.
us being from the South and being in the military just amplified all those characteristics that was in us.
hmm
So it just made it that much better.
And that's what brings up to other military people. No matter if they're not from the South,
Yeah.
what we do, we imprint some of our styles
Yeah.
on them. So
Yeah.
like we talk about food, right? Like you say, you like all different types of food, right? And we're gonna leave the sandwich going, but you tell me about Buffalo Wild Wings. We went to other
Yeah.
restaurants and stuff like that.
Hold on, what's
We
Buffalo Bob Wings?
I say wild wings.
Oh, I'm like, that must be new. Buffalo Bob. Now, one thing that I will say about military
look
people,
here.
they gonna mess up a word, boy.
Hey, no, that's just South Carolina there for you.
I graduated with a 4th grade education.
I'm going to blame the education system. You see, I'm using my mic. You see my mic I'm using? That's what I say. I'm using my mic, my pretend mic.
Yeah.
But I'm going to blame the education system. But that's the thing that we look forward to. I know somewhat how you're going to think when it comes to certain situations because of how you are and what you've been at. I know if I bring you to a new city, I don't have to worry about, certain things with you.
Yeah.
I can say, you know what, we can go, you say, hey, we're going to go eat at anywhere. And you'll find something there, even though you're a picky eater, but you won't be like, man, I don't want to go there because of this right here.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about you complaining. All I got to worry about is say, okay, at least take him somewhere where he can at least get something to eat. And that's all you really care about. And that's most of us, like, versus my civilian friends. Like, I remember, and this is a short story. Did you even know there were flats and drumsticks? You knew there was a difference between them?
Yeah. It's a.
I didn't know that. Okay, I guess that's just my dumb ass. Okay, but I'm just saying. You know what? But apparently, and this is what I'm saying about the difference between military and civilian friends, right?
Yeah.
If I would take you to a restaurant, right? Like I said, Buffalo Wild Wings or Wing Wings, whatever I want to fuck it up, right? If I would take you there, right, and we get some wings, right, and it brought me a bunch of flats and they brought me a bunch of drums, I'm gonna just eat the fucking wings because they're just fucking wings, But I had one of my friends, right? They flipped out on the waitress, said, "Why you gonna bring me all those flats?" And like, I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Like, what do you mean by flats? What? Like, I literally had to look up on my phone. What's the difference between flats and drum? It's fucking meat. It's meat, right? It's all meat. But that's something I wouldn't have to worry about with y'all. It's like, you know what? Hey, I don't want this. Let me quietly get something different because, it's not like you trying to embarrass the group. You're going to act somewhat civilized. I know you're going to be civilized, even though you're from Florida. But, it is what it is.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, you're right. And again, it goes to how we see things and how we react to things. Cause I've like, and I don't want to keep talking about food, but usually, like you said, when I remember, man, and I'm sure when you joined in 1975, it was.
Oh, wow. At 60, thank you, 60.
Okay. I'm sure when you joined, like, when I was a young private, man, we used to get together on like Friday and Saturdays. Everybody give in their little $3-4, man. And we used to barbecue in the barracks. Like, we used to drink. Man. I'm talking about it don't matter what it is.
Military
we just out there
special.
Hanging out. Yeah. So like stuff like that, man. Just being happy with the small things, man. Like, I ain't never been so happy to eat some burnt chicken with no flavor because I was with, you know what I'm saying? I was with some people that I knew that like we've eaten worse. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think. Like, you might go to the field, you might eat an MRE or, or whatever them cooks, whatever they bringing out, which most of the time it's like
that heat and serve.
Yeah. So
bad
it's like, man, this burnt
food.
chicken is 10 times better than that. I am
Delicious.
so happy.
Delicious. And you talking about that, right? We talking about, we go eating, right? But we talk about being on time, right? So, it's about to be cookout season, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you know how black people, right? So we saying the cookout start at 6.
Yeah.
So have you showed up at 6 before?
If I want you there at 6, I'm telling you 3 o'clock. Now, my military friends, I'm gonna say, hey, it started at 6. They're gonna be there at 5:45.
Yeah, because you won't be on time, right?
Yeah.
And I hate it the worst when I go to my civilian friend's house and you invite me someplace. Now, I come hungry because if you tell me you serve me food, right? And I'm going to come there hungry because I want to eat your food, right? Because you're probably a good cook. But you say it starts at 6. and I get my black ass there at 6. Ain't no, you ain't got
Hey,
nothing on the grill.
you
Nothing
ain't even. Hey,
started.
your house ain't even clean.
Oh no, we about to have it about to be a
Hey
bad
man,
business.
so listen, and I say this and I laugh, right? So my wife is in the military. My wife did 21 years, right? And I always look at her funny when I give her a time, because when I give her a time, I'm pushing it back as far as I can, so we're not late. Boom.
But
So I'll be like, all right, baby, we need to leave by 5:45. Really, we need to leave by 5:30.
hey,
Now,
look here,
my wife
you
is
gotta
in the
understand.
military.
She was in the military. We
Listen,
understand.
she was she
Your
was
wife,
an
your wife out the
NCO.
military. She out the
Yeah.
military now, okay?
And
And you
yeah,
gotta remember,
she left all them
she's a true,
standards in there.
she's a true woman. She's a true woman, okay? And she gonna get done up, okay? So
Yeah.
that you might let that dream go, okay? So
And I be thinking, listen, sometimes I be thinking, was you ever in? Because some of these simple guidelines that we should have as a military retired couple, it should be in us. When I say, hey, baby, if we got to be at the movies at 10 o'clock, I'm trying to be there at 9:45
mhm.
in case
Eh, eh,
anything happen. Now we
eh,
leaving at 9:59 to catch a 10 o'clock movie. And I'm driving the car, I'm upset, and she over there acting like everything is just so hunky dory. And I'm like,
it is hunky dory because
nothing.
I guess that's the effect after you retire. Because how long you said she been retired?
About
About 4 or
7
5 years.
years.
Oh,
7
she
years.
military
But
no more.
we had the
She's
same problem
civilian.
when she was in.
Oh, she.
But
So you never
see
broke
me,
her.
yeah, but see me, and that's something with me. Like if you tell me, because I always look at it like I want to respect your time. So like you
Mhm.
said, if you said, hey Nate, come to a meeting at 5:30 in the morning, I'm gonna be there at
Oh my
5:30 in the
God.
morning, because I'm like, all right, I guess that's what time it start. I'm not gonna show up at 5:31 or
Oh, you talking like
whatever, because
everybody
I'm
else?
like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I'm like, okay, well, cause again, the thing is, you never know what's gonna happen when you out there
Yeah.
traveling. You could get a flat tire, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And those are things that I honestly, until I got into the military, I didn't understand. So when my military friends say, hey, be there at 6, I know, okay, I'm good. The food gonna be ready.
Mhm. Yeah.
If Lil Juju tell me to be there at 6, I know I better eat before I get
Fuck.
there.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh.
might call before I leave. Hey, y'all got the grill on or whatever, because they just don't respect
Yeah.
time
So
the
so
same
so
way
pretty
that I
much.
do.
So pretty much, I go to my civilian friend. I need a pregame.
Oh yeah,
I need to
yeah.
go
You
ahead and eat me some
definitely,
French fries.
hey,
I need to stop by
eat
McDonald's.
something.
Give me
Listen,
some
I'm gonna
French
let
fries
you
and a
know,
burger.
if they barbecue start at 6, that's the time that they start prepping. You gonna eat by
Oh,
9 o'clock if you lucky.
I'm gonna be asleep by 9. Shit, I might be that couch
Right,
sleep.
yeah. I'm like,
See?
all right, man, I'm about to take it to the house. They like, oh man, I just got the grill hot. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, I'm leaving. But you see the key thing about it, right? But and
Yeah,
another thing I like about the difference between military friends and civilian friends, we take accountability for our actions.
yeah,
Like for example, if I'm late, I'm gonna just say, hey, you know what? I was late because
yeah,
this, right? I'm at fault, right? Hey, I got my civilian and my kids are the worst. Oh my
yeah,
God. I asked my son to be somewhere on time. He's like, Dad, it wasn't my fault.
yeah,
It was the light. It was a cop that stopped me when
yeah.
I was going 65 in a
In the
45. Like, what
45,
you
yeah,
thought was going to happen? Like, take accountability of
yeah.
what your
And
actions you do.
yeah. Yeah, and that's a big thing, because a lot of people can't, and I say that a lot of time, like, man, I'd rather for you just tell me what it is than trying to
Yeah,
make up an excuse or doing whatever, right? Because I'll be like, all right, man, I get it, cause life happens, right?
yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a story about accountability, right? So I was a young soldier. This I did
Man,
not take accountability,
since
and I
everybody in the
think,
50s.
let
Go
me
ahead.
see, whatever. And I think if they read this, by the time they find it, the time should have expired. Listen,
Yeah. Okay.
I was a young soldier, and I was a star. I was an uprising star. I was like NBA rising star, right?
Okay. NBA.
And we
So
were
you Bronny or
yeah,
LeBron?
no, I'm LeBron, you know.
Well, you want to be
So
Bronny?
listen, I'm
Goddamn.
like boom boom, right? So we got a mission. And
Mm,
the mission is like, hey, we got to get these trucks back to the motor pool. And I'm like, fine. And I'm tired, man. I'm
okay.
tired.
Yep.
And ground guy, and for the people who not in the military, that means I'm the person that's supposed to make sure that the
You don't
vehicle don't hit
you
other
don't hear
vehicles.
shit. You don't hear shit.
So I'm tired. Man, I'm tired. I'm ready to go. It's like a Friday afternoon. All we gotta do is get these vehicles
Hey,
to the
hold
motor
on. Did,
pool.
did, did did you just get paid?
No, we didn't get paid. I think this
Oh
was a
yeah.
non-pay. I'm just tired, right? Listen, I'm not paying attention because I'm tired, so I'm walking. Because if you're the driver of a car, ultimately you're supposed to be driving the
but you
car.
the
Listen,
ground guy.
you
You are the
right.
ground guy.
100%. I was the ground guy. Listen, man, I was so tired. I wasn't looking, and I heard something go. Man, they done ran this car into a whole car in a parking lot. You know what I did?
Oh man.
I said, hey, keep it coming. I said, hey, ain't no cameras out here. Listen. But I learned from that moment. Even though we didn't get caught, I was like, man,
Oh
what
man,
if we
hold on,
would have
hold on.
got caught?
We need to take this out. Okay, I can't go to jail with you, man. I can't go to
Nobody,
jail with you.
listen, nobody don't know when this was. It's a hypothetical story. I could have just made that all up.
Oh my God. Hey, they're coming for us now. Oh shit.
Yeah. But listen though, but it taught me about like taking responsibility. And then after that, I was like, all right, man, the ground guide is important because again, there
Yeah.
are blind spots. And we were all tired. So when I got back, I said, hey man, let's never tell nobody about this. I said, if they do question me, I'm gonna tell on all y'all. No, I didn't say I didn't say that, but it was one of those things that I was like, yeah, man, I understand why accountability,
Yeah.
because it was even, another story is when I went to Warrant Officer candidate school,
Okay.
and this guy, he, they made me the first sergeant, right?
Oh
And this
wow.
guy
Okay.
left his, he lost his poncho, and I'm like, I'm finna tell, like, I don't know any of y'all. This might be a test or whatever. So I go tell, I'm like, hey, bro, let's go tell, the cadre, like, you lost your poncho.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, they make us do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I said, just a poncho.
They not gonna kick us out. He was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna." I said, "Yes, I'm gonna tell." I said, "I'm gonna tell because it's about accountability at this point."
Yeah, but it's a
you know what I'm
poncho.
saying? And what if it rains? You know what I'm saying? I was thinking like, what if it rains or whatever, right? So boom, so we go, and then they don't make it a big deal, and they was just like, "Hey, thank you for telling us." Now we could be on the lookout. So if it was to rain or to do something, we'll be like, "Hey, there's a soldier out here who doesn't have it." And that's when you see stuff differently. Is when you do take that accountability versus when you're hiding stuff or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Could have
And
turned
that
out
brings it
totally
back.
different.
And that brings it back to most people understand, right? Taking accountability goes with most people understanding that shit happens, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, hey, if you take accountability of what you did, you're like, okay, you come to the person like, yeah, okay, that happens. That's life. I'm glad you said something that you didn't try to hide it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you took accountability. And that makes you like say, you know what, man, that person actually, understand what I'm going through and not gonna, bash the thing. Cause like I say, usually like I said, it's just a poncho. It's just like getting stopped. I tell people, when you get stopped by the cops, the cop asked me one time, I said, are you speeding? Yes, I was speeding. Where are you rushing to? Nowhere. He said, you know what? Slow down. I'm going to give you a ticket next time.
Yeah.
And only reason he didn't give me a ticket because I took accountability of it, right?
Yeah.
And he was understanding. He like, you like you just got off work. You like you just trying to go home. I like, I'm just trying to go home, man. I'm just trying to get home to my bed. He's like, you know what? Understand it. Slow down.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the thing. Understand, right? And that what brings people to understand about accountability when people actually understand what you're going through. Because you have soldiers or people, friends you talk about, right? Like your friends sit there. Think about a friend lying to you, right?
Oh yeah.
It's fucked up because that's the person you're supposed to think that, hey, tell me the truth, right? Just that you're not supposed to lie to me.
Especially when if it's about something that's not important. You know what I'm saying?
But even it is something important. That's my even worse. But especially something like small, like I ate last piece of cornbody, and
Why
they're
gotta
sitting
be
there like,
cornbread with you, man? This guy,
I like cornbread. What's wrong with cornbread? Everybody like cornbread. Matter of fact, I'm gonna watch Life after this. Yeah, that's good. Go ahead.
But yeah, so that made me think of something. It made me think about like how in the military, like when we say we're gonna do something, to follow through. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I wanted to do a podcast, and I reached out to all my family, and they was on board. The first episode was good. We got one episode. I'm like, all right, man, next week, next week came. I get it. Life happens, right?
Yeah.
because of them, it's just like, hey, we gonna get to it, cuz now, I think it's probably about 6 months later, me and you was
Oh
talking. I was
shit.
like, hey man, I want to do a podcast. You was like, let's go. I say, hey, this is when we're gonna do the first episode. This is when we're gonna do the second one. You was like, all right, if you couldn't
Yep.
make it to the episode, you was like, hey G, I can't make it.
Yeah.
Let's do an alternate day. Let's do this, do that. And I appreciate that because you understand the whole how, the
Yeah.
understanding and the communication part. And I was like, man, I wish my friends who are related to me felt the same way. Cause I was like, man,
but
I'm trying to
but
get
but
this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like
but
we got it.
but,
And I was like, all
but
right,
like you
man.
said, it's a different thing. Like I said,
Yeah, it
if I'm
is.
tell you I'm gonna commit to something,
Yeah.
I got to commit.
But
But
that
go
goes
ahead.
to leadership skills that we have. It goes to
Yeah.
like if I tell my troop something or something,
Mm-hmm.
the expectation is I'm gonna follow through, and if I
Yeah.
can't, I'm gonna have a valid reason why I
Reason
didn't.
why I can't.
And a lot of people don't have that. Excuse me, and I do understand that sometimes something could be important to you and it's not important to the
'Cause-
other person, and they don't get it.
Yeah, but tell
So
them. But
yeah,
tell them.
I
That's
mean,
the key part. But that's one thing you were saying, right? Being honest with people, right?
yeah,
That's one thing we don't have. We blunt honesty. You
yeah,
might don't like it, but blunt
yeah,
honesty is
yeah,
real. If you honest with somebody, they'll appreciate you more. They might like, okay, you know what?
yeah,
He was honest. Even though
yeah,
I don't like what he said, but at least the cat
yeah,
was honest. Like if you tell me one day, right, you walk up to me like, hey Jeff, man, what you did was wrong.
yeah,
I'm like, damn, Nate. What? But I'm gonna take it serious because you're my
yeah,
friend. I know you wouldn't tell me I was wrong unless you really thought I was wrong and I
yeah,
need to correct myself. But that's what friends do. Friends tell you
yeah.
the honest
And
truth.
and you have those moments where like you need that. Like, like I say,
Oh
man,
God.
when we was all on the podium together, like it was points where like we had to be like, hey bro, like you gotta tighten up, or and
Yeah.
that's good because ultimately I'm looking out for I'm not telling you that because of A, B, and C. I'm looking out for your well-being. I'm looking at,
Yeah.
hey bro, you know, it's people that like, in the military, just like any other job, it's people that just don't like you because they don't like
Yeah.
you. They don't like because you are this or that, right? So if I be like, hey Jeff, bro, like you probably want to make sure you hit them slides a little harder tomorrow,
Yeah.
because of whatever. Like you're gonna be like, oh, you're not gonna be like, oh, well, he's just trying to do. You're gonna be like, okay, it's a reason he said that. And
Yeah.
all the times I may not tell you, but you'll know when I do that. You might
Yeah.
wanna
Might
make
wanna
sure
tighten up, buddy. Tighten
yeah.
up, buddy. Tighten up.
But those are like the things that again it comes to like sometimes our civilian friends, they don't have that because they don't want to offend us. But in the military,
Mhm.
that's what I like. They don't care. They be like, hey, look, man,
No.
like I told you, two of my battle buddies just was like, hey, you fat. Like
Yeah.
it
Like I
offended
said,
it offended me, and I didn't want to hear it, but I was like,
did
that's
it hit you
exactly what I
hard?
needed to hear.
It hit
Yeah,
you in
I
your
said,
gut?
oh my God. I was like, all right, man, I got it. I got it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I'm gonna
change
get my
that.
life together. I'm gonna get my life. But
Yeah,
that goes back down to like I tell people that loyalty, right? Like I said,
yeah,
I know in my heart, like I said, no matter if I need something, I call you. If you
yeah,
got it, I got it.
yeah,
And vice versa. I don't have to worry about certain things. Cause if I call you my friend, and especially in the military,
yeah,
like, cause we understand we got
yeah,
bonds through struggle. Like the
yeah,
struggle is real, right? And it's not, even though I didn't have gone on deployment with you, I could talk about you about deployment and that
yeah.
understand that, hey, you know what? That bond us together because we did something, struggle together. We know how it feels not to have running water.
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Ooh,
and you
yeah.
and you like, man, all I want is some running water. I told somebody
Yeah.
one time before, I remember I was deployed, and all I wanted was some goddamn ice water. I just
Mm.
want some in Afghanistan, I just want some ice water. And
Yeah.
if I'm telling you about that, you like, I understand, man. And
Yeah.
that build a bond that now we got a certain loyalty, like ride
Yeah.
or die. Like if I got
Yeah.
an issue in my head, or you'll see it before most people see it because you like,
Yeah.
okay, like Jeff about to have a breakdown. Let me talk to him right now, make sure he's good to go, you know. And we can get it going because you understand what's going on based off the understanding that we have together, how we talk and laugh together. Cause like
Yeah.
if you joking, right? And I can take a joke. It don't bother me.
Yeah.
But if you say a joke and then I'll look a certain way, like, oh
Yeah.
shoot, like
Yeah.
Jeff
Yeah.
Jeff ain't joking back. Well, let me figure out
Yeah.
what's going on with this cat. So I
Yeah.
got it,
Nah,
man.
you're right. But yeah, so that made me think about this story, right? When we talk about like battle buddies being there for you. So listen, man, this is a funny story. So it was
Oh
this was
shit.
right when COVID hit. And
Okay.
I had just got to my new unit.
Hey,
And
COVID
so
not real.
yeah, okay.
Co-
So I had just got to my new unit, right? And we went to the field, and I wasn't supposed to go, but they made me go, but I really wasn't. So I wasn't prepared. And so in the military we get wet wipes, we do all these things, wiping down. At this point, everybody had like Lysol and bleach wipes, right? So everybody, boom, boom, boom. So my battle buddy, who wasn't my battle buddy at the time, gave me a pack of, I want to say, Lysol wipes. And
Yeah.
in my mind, they was baby wipes.
Oh.
So, I'm like, okay, I was like, all right, man, thank you, battle buddy. So I was like, all right, man, I'm about to go, freshen up. And
You freshen up, all
she
right.
looked at me really funny, because I grabbed what I thought was baby wipes. So, I'm finna go out here and do my thing. She was like, hey, she's like, hey G, what you about to what you doing with those? I'm like, man, I'm about to go, hit the hot spots. She's like, you do know those are Lysol wipes. I'm sitting up, I'm looking, I'm like, boy, you just saved me Rash City, because I was gonna be rashed up. You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those things where if she was in my business because she needed to be in my business because we battle buddies. But like because I wasn't paying attention, I'm just
I'm
going
glad
on.
she said so,
bro.
Man, I'm glad
we
she
joke
said
about
so,
that
man.
to this day. I be like, man, I was about to
man.
be out there doing all this with Lysol. I'm finna have
ass.
I'm about to have a rash all over, trying to figure out. I'm trying to explain to the medics why I got rashes everywhere, and I won't be able to know. And I
Hey,
just
what he
thought that was
did?
funny.
He sit down and took a shit and some poison ivy.
Yeah. And I'm like, dang. And I was like, man, oh my God, thank you so much. Because I was like, I definitely was about to go use these on my body. So it's just stuff like that, man, where like your battle buddies are always looking out for you. And sometimes it's like one of those things. It's kind of like, when you don't want to offend somebody, or like somebody, you may think somebody knows something and they may not know. Like I'll tell you, man, I've also, like, for me, some of my soldiers have been some of the smartest people ever, like way smarter than me. And I'll be like, okay, yeah, I don't care about your rank. I care about like what do you contribute to the team. So and that's like the things that you learn in the military. Like some of my friends are really old, some of my friends are really young, and I'm just like that's just how it is, because that's just how it is. Cause I'm throwing you in a team. Your team can range from 18 to 50. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to
work.
Yeah, and you're trying to figure it all out. And most of the times I was like the middle person. So like you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to be cool, but then you're trying to be respectful at the same time. And that's one of the things that the military kind of teaches you, is how to kind of be in the middle of helping everybody, of doing all these things. And that's something that a lot of people, because when I first joined the military, I was 23 years old. I was the oldest person in my squad, but I was the least ranking.
At 23, shit.
23, right? So everybody in my squad, like 18, 19. And I'm like,
so they're babies,
I'm
babies,
like, listen, I don't got nothing in common with y'all. And I used to tell them, I was like, I don't got nothing in common with y'all. I had a job. I had a life before coming in the military. So like, I had to like meet them at their 18-year-old mindset. Like they didn't have cars. And I'm like, bro, y'all are like below humans now.
He said below human. But
because I just was like, man, that's crazy. But they became some of, we created a bond, because we were all in the same section. They had my 9, you know what I'm saying? They had my 6. That's just how it was. And then, it just became a bond of just how we kind of made it work. And then let's not even talk about deployments, man. That's a whole different,
man. That's a whole
that's
different.
where you find out who your friends are.
Yeah,
that friend that left you and went to the DFAC and left you behind, that ain't your friend.
Well, did they bring you a plate back? But shit, you never know. Shit, they probably brought you a turkey sandwich back and you didn't want the motherfucker.
Yeah, they brought me some ice water, and by the time they got to me, it was hot water. I thought they brought me some coffee.
But no, the key thing you said throughout your whole conversation, man, and it resonated with me, because, we in the South, we understand it. Respect go both ways. And that what people understand. Like I say, no matter how old they are, what the rank is, respect go both ways. And that's one thing I would tell people that the military taught me versus being out civilian work. 'Cause, older people, they don't talk to younger people. They do the separate vow, but the information that you gave those young cats, because you already lived life, help them stop making certain mistakes because you already saw it. And being that they say, you know what, this cat is one of us, I trust him. Now I'm gonna just listen to him, so I won't make the same mistake. Because you probably stopped him buying a lemon. You know how many soldiers buy lemons? Oh man! But you had a car already, right? So you already know what a lemon is. You probably knew what to go around. Versus,
So I'll tell you this one story. So it was at least 3 soldiers that I helped get their driver license.
oh shit!
And I had this one soldier out of Cali. And again, I'm from the South.
Okay,
You know,
that makes
we
sense,
start
yeah.
driving when we 13,
Yeah.
if not earlier. So I know how to drive. I'm doing this. So I had this soldier from Cali. She didn't know how to drive. I'm like, man, you don't know how to drive? That's crazy. I was like, all right, man, I'll take you. You could use my car, whoop-de-whoop, whatever, man. When I tell you
Man,
this
you're a
girl
good
did
friend.
not know how to
Man, you're a
drive
good friend.
at all. I was so scared. I was so terrified over there in that seat because again, they take trains, buses, Greyhounds,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so that was like one of the biggest things that I learned. Like city people don't have they
No,
don't care about driving. Cause
but they
they
don't need
got
it.
multiple modes of
Yeah.
transportation. Me, I'm thinking if you ain't got no car, I'm like, bro, you doing
You
bad in
stuck.
life. Cause
Yeah,
in
you
the country,
stuck.
you
Yeah.
gotta have a car, a tractor, a 4-wheeler, a go-kart, or something. So like I remember when we went to the driver
He said
license
a
place, I took her
goddamn
to the
tractor.
driver. We took her to the driver license place, and man, she's so nervous, and man, she was hitting all them cones. And I'm just over there dying laughing because I'm in there, I'm like, yeah, she knew to drive and whatever. But in my mind, I'm thinking, this joker would never drive my car again.
What? Hey, see, but that's a good friend you are. I'm not
Yeah.
that good of a friend. She would drove a
Yeah.
Humvee.
Yeah.
We would have messed up one of those military vehicles first. Like, hey, we're gonna teach you driving this military vehicle. Then we're gonna upgrade and get you a car. Then we're gonna do that stuff. I teach you in your
Yeah.
car, not my
Yeah.
car. So that's all right, man. But
Yeah.
I tell you, that's always the big difference when you look at between the different friend
Yeah.
groups, man.
Yeah.
I know, like you say, people, you know your friends, right? And you know who you're
Yeah.
dealing with. Cause I tell people, I got this one friend, all this cat do is lie. But I love him. Cause, I grew up with him all day. But I know I have to watch out some of the stuff he's saying. Like, hey, yeah, that didn't
So
happen.
hold on. I don't want to interrupt your story, but you
Go
from the
ahead.
South, right?
Yeah.
Did your parents say a lie don't care who tell it? Did y'all ever say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
All
lie
the
don't care
time.
who tell it, boy.
Yeah, but it's still gonna tell.
Yeah.
it's still
Jerry
gonna tell.
gonna tell that lie because he
Yeah.
lie don't care who tell it. And they
But
use
see,
Jerry.
but like I say, that's like it goes back. Like I say, I know my friends, right? And like I say, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
When you meet a military person,
Oh yeah.
you expect a certain standard from them,
Yeah.
and then when they don't give you that standard, then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I don't know what's going on. Like you say, your wife was always late, so I mean, I don't know why you're trying to change
That's
her.
just who she is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who she is. But you know her, right? So
Yeah.
like my wife says the same thing to me. I'm always late. I'm the late one. So me and your wife would be all right. We late together.
Oh
Cause,
yeah. Y'all never get
That-
nothing done.
but
If
that's
y'all
why I
was
come
together.
but that's why I come early. I know, but see, I know
True, yeah.
myself.
Okay,
And like I said, if you tell me to be somewhere at 5:30, I say,
Yeah.
okay, well, I need to back that 2 hours up for myself because I know I'm slow. But you know yourself and you know your friends, and that's the key thing that most people don't understand. But going through that and going through the military, like when I talked to somebody that deployed before, already a certain bond. Even if I don't know them that well, I know that, hey, they went through something. Or if someone's in the military, like, hey, I know that bond, right? Or like you say, somebody from Florida, right?
Yeah.
You got that bond. In Japan, meet somebody in Florida in a foreign country, it makes you feel safe. And I'm about to tell people, it's all about being safe. Your friends supposed to make you feel safe and tell you the truth. If they're not doing those two things, hey, they're not your friend. I tell people all the time, your friend's not supposed to expect nothing from you. Like I tell you, even though you didn't want to eat my sandwich, it wasn't about the money. And I tell people all the time, friends don't care about the money. I tell people, even in college, I had 3 friends that we used to go out all the time. We used to spend money on each other all the time. You would thought we were dating. You know what's going on because we didn't care. It wasn't about that. It was about the friendship.
Because hey, I got you this time, you got me next time, and that's and that's something good because it was a few times where I'm like, I hope I hope this one of them I got you next time.
Yeah. But see,
Yeah.
and that's understandable. And like I tell people,
Yeah.
you should be feel ashamed around your friends. I
Yeah.
tell people all the
Nah,
time,
you right
like
about that. Yeah.
anybody I call my friend, I don't feel ashamed about it. If they say
Yeah.
something about me, I know it's not facetious or they trying to hurt my feelings. You
Yeah.
know, they're just like, okay, I guess it's Joe and Jeff day. So
Yeah.
don't worry, I got y'all next time. Don't worry about
Oh
it. We
yeah.
got y'all.
Yeah.
You know, like it goes back
Yeah.
and forth. And I tell people, humor, loyalty, and understanding people and all the characteristics we talked about doing this podcast today, it's
Yeah.
things that you should look in your friends. But I tell people my most thing, respect. Because you said it,
Oh yeah.
Keith State, right?
Respect. Yeah.
In the end, I respect you, man. I
Oh
tell
yeah.
about all the time, like it's certain things like, I wouldn't do because I know Garrett wouldn't do that to me.
Yeah.
It's not because I wouldn't do it again, but I knew Garrett wouldn't do that to me.
Yeah.
I know Nate
Yeah.
would not do that to me. So
Yeah.
why I'm going to do that to Nate when in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of thing about it, I know he would do that to me.
Hmm.
And,
And that's good because it sometimes in the military, like the military will put you in a position with some of your friends where you have to do something that you may not want to
mm,
do. Like I listen, I done had to give an Article 15 to one of my
mm,
friends, but I told
yeah,
him, listen, bro, everything that I could do not to do it, I did, but you deserve this Article 15.
yeah,
So don't, I said, it ain't personal. I said, and if I'm telling you this,
yeah,
because I could put up with way more than the next person who don't know you. Because one thing about, like you said, knowing your people, like, you know who they are, even like, when other people don't, because you could meet me, you could meet me at a bad day. And then this person can be like, man, I don't mess with Garrett. He do whoop de whoop whoop de whoop. But you'd be like, nah, man, I
all
don't
right,
know
cool
what
people.
Garrett you met.
Yeah.
Maybe it was this, maybe it was that. And a lot of time people don't understand that. So that's why I tell people it's good, it's important to know the people that's close to you so that you'll
Mm,
know when somebody, especially, if somebody saying something, like if somebody came and said something to me about, I'd be like, hold on, first of all, you ain't
yeah.
about to talk to him about Jeff around me. And I don't even know you that well enough for you to even,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So you might want to go somewhere else with that. That type of stuff is important. Because I mean, again, we all human, right? It's human nature.
Yeah.
We all gonna have good days. We're gonna have bad days. But when a person knows you, and in military, I feel like if you take that time to know somebody,
hmm
yeah, y'all may be friends for life. And that's just a
And,
simple conversation.
and that's the cool thing. Like I said, I told somebody one time, like, for example, somebody said, well, Garrett says behind your back. Shit.
Yeah,
I know he didn't say it because anything he said to my face.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and
yeah. I'm very straight up.
and that's the problem. I really talk behind my back, but no, you're my friend, so you say it to my face.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I can't get mad at that. I appreciate that. That's what friends supposed to do, say it to your
yeah,
face, not supposed to talk behind your back. But that's a sign of a good friend. A good friend will say
yeah,
it to your face. Even if you don't like it or you don't want to hear it, you say it to your face. And that,
yeah,
hey, you can't ask for more than that, man. I tell people it's a bunch of qualities that people look at when you think about friends. But military friends and my outside friends, although they got different quality, but in the end, I look for the same thing on my
yeah.
friends. I want them to be the similar, but I understand my military friends, we got a different bond versus what my
Bond. Yeah,
civilian friends got because
yeah,
of the same interactions that we had coming through the military. Because
yeah.
like right now, you retiring, like I said, you retired looking like a fresh
Retire.
pregnant
Yeah,
fresh pregnant woman going and shit. And when it's my time, I know I can say, "Hey, Garrett, what did you do to make
yeah,
sure your retirement became successful?" And you're like, "Shit, I got you covered. I might
yeah,
get over what I need. You might
yeah,
come down and walk me through the process. Like, Garrett, I'm good. I don't need my hand walk. No, no, Jeff, you're done. Come on." Let's go.
yeah.
you know,
That's exactly what
but
I'm gonna
but
say.
but but that's good. But like I say, that's good. Help
Yeah,
me. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That what friend do. Help me. So if I call you
yeah,
thing, that mean I'm calling you for help. So, but it is what it is. And I
yeah,
tell people it's good stuff. Good
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But
And at the end of the day, regardless if they're military friends or civilian friends, as long as they're friends and they care about you, that's the only thing that matter.
yeah.
The subtle differences actually make it better because I don't want all my friends. I need some friends that's serious. I need some friends that's not because that keeps me balanced. I know,
Mm,
and then I know where to go. If sometimes if I don't know where to go, that's worse than, you know, not know or where to go, because sometimes if everybody responds to you the same, you never gonna
yeah.
get nobody that be real. Like, be real with me. Hey, if I'm messing up, tell me. If I'm doing good, tell me. Give me the good with the bad, but just be
Mm,
honest. And at the end of the day, I don't take it personal. I may
Yeah,
stop talking to you for a minute, but I'll come back around.
you messed up with that sandwich, man. You messed up.
I
I
did.
just want to let you know.
I know you
I'm never
did
buying
too.
you.
So we both
I'm never buying you nothing from Jimmy John's again ever in my
good.
life.
Hey, I'm glad we both. That's something we both can agree on.
So man, let me see. I think
Okay.
we hit it all, man. It's about
Yeah.
time to wrap that up, man.
Yeah.
I understand you trying to go places and do big things. You
Yeah.
got the couch calling you. That's what it is.
No, I'm
Or
about to
the
relax.
yeah,
Eat
the couch calling
and
you.
then enjoy the weekend, man. That's
Hey,
what
hey,
us
hey.
retired people do. I mean, I
Oh
ain't
man,
got nobody calling me, telling me a recall formation or nothing like that. Listen,
I,
man,
man,
as
I'm gonna
your
call you.
friend, I'm telling you,
I'm gonna
come
call
on
you at
this
5 in the
side is
morning.
so much better. Oh, my
I'm
phone
gonna
on do
call
not
you at 5 in the
disturb.
morning.
Hey,
I'm a,
my
I'm
phone
a,
on do
I'm a,
not disturb until 6.
I would call your house phone, but I don't think the
Oh
audience,
yeah,
the
nah, we
younger
don't
audience,
got
know what a
that.
house phone is.
Yeah,
You know what a
we
house
don't
phone
got
is.
that no more.
So don't worry about it. I'm gonna call every phone in your house. I'm gonna even call your baby on iPad. I know he
Yeah,
own it at 5 in the morning.
yeah, he definitely is.
But man,
But all right,
always good
man.
talking to you, brother.
All
Always
right,
good
man.
talking to you.
All right, man. So I guess I'll catch you next time, man. Be easy.
You too, brother.
All right. Yep.
If you enjoyed the conversation, don't just listen, be part of it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. We're dropping real conversations every week, so tap in, stay connected, and don't miss what's next. Until next time, keep it real.